Hey guys, it's Sarah. So today I have a bunch of reviews on products that I've been testing out recently. Makeup, skincare, all kinds of stuff. Some people call them review roundups, speed reviews. Basically it's just a bunch of reviews. This is a way for me to kind of update you on products that I've been testing out. Maybe I showed them in a haul, or I just told you that I had been testing them out and now I'm finally going to tell you my thoughts on them. So let's get started with one that I've been testing for a while. I got this like right when the quarantine started, so like over 2 months ago. The NYX Born to Glow foundation. I have the shade Alabaster. I bought this really hoping that it would be either a dupe or comparable to my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. That's been my favorite foundation for like 2 years, and A, I think they're discontinuing that foundation, and B, Physicians Formula I no longer consider cruelty-free. So I needed to find a replacement, and I heard a lot of really good things about this, even though I really don't hear a ton of YouTubers talking about it. But so they describe this as a naturally radiant foundation. They say it's a medium coverage glow foundation. It comes in 45 shades, which is great. It'll amp up your skin's natural glow. And this product is also vegan, which is really great. So I like this foundation. I'm wearing it today. I definitely agree with the medium coverage. I do like the level of coverage that it gives. And I definitely like this foundation, especially paired with a hydrating or glowy primer. I think that helps it look even a little bit more healthy, but I don't find this to be a very glowy foundation. Like the finish on my skin is more like a satin finish, kind of like it's not matte, but it's not what I would describe as glowy either. But I would describe it as skin-like, I think, and I do enjoy it. But I will tell you, one day, because I really wanted to compare it with my Healthy foundation, I wore this on one side of my face and the Healthy foundation on the other, and I kind of still preferred the Physicians Formula side. And I also asked my boyfriend if he thought one side of my face looked better than the other, and he said that the side with Physicians Formula looked better. And I didn't tell him like which was which. I just wanted him to tell me. So yeah, not quite as amazing as the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, but I'd say it's close. It's similar. So I do enjoy it. I guess I was hoping it would be a little bit more glowy. And also, so I purchased this and a few other things on the NYX website. One of the other things I picked up that really just caught my eye was the High Glass Face Primer. I hadn't really heard anybody talking about this, but I think this is a new product. I have the shade Moonbeam, and I think this comes in 3 shades, with this being the lightest. I love the whole idea of like glass skin, really glowy, dewy skin. It's like what I'm all about. And this too, it just wasn't as glowy as I was expecting. Like, you described something as high glass face primer. I'm expecting like some serious glow. There's really no shimmer to it that I can see. I think it's more of like a pearlescent luminosity, which the thing about this is the price. This is $17. $17 for a drugstore primer. I hardly ever buy makeup full price. Like, I'm usually either using some sort of coupon or I'm shopping during a sale. I think I placed this order when Rakuten had 15% off, plus there was like a NYX site-wide 20% off or 25% off sale going on. So I was able to like kind of combine those and get a pretty good deal. But for it to be $17 full price, I mean, that is inching towards high end in my opinion. So kind of odd to me, especially because the Born to Glow is I think $10. So like why the huge price difference between a primer and a foundation from the same brand? So anyway, I guess it's sort of a newer launch, but I'm definitely confused by the price. I mean, yeah, I like this primer. I guess it's just not really like, I was expecting something really revolutionary from the name, and I'm not sure why, but it's not that different from other hydrating Luminous primers in my collection. I recommend it, but not at full price. Like, only buy this if you're getting it on a really good sale. I just realized I filmed demos for this and I totally just talked about the primer and the foundation out of order. I should have talked about the primer first, then the foundation, but it doesn't matter. You'll still get the idea. So next, I actually also have recently bought some products from Pacifica. This is their liquid cover Full Coverage Lasting Concealer, and I got it in the shade 20NF. I think this launched at the same time as their A Light Clean Foundation, which I actually used to not like, but now I really like that foundation. That foundation is pretty full coverage. This claims to be full coverage as well. I think they're meant to kind of go together. So you guys know my thoughts on full coverage concealers. As someone with pretty severe dark circles, to me there's really no such thing as full coverage unless it's gonna be like a super thick, heavy, like mattifying formula like the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, which that one actually does come as close to full coverage as I've found so far. But I used to go into trying concealers like this expecting full coverage, and now I know not to do that because most things are just not actually full coverage. So anyway, this has good coverage. I would compare the coverage level of this to my favorite Jordana Take Cover Concealer, which I actually just ran out of. This is similar to that level of coverage. So I would say it's more average coverage than, it's definitely not full coverage. And the finish is definitely kind of healthy looking. It's a little bit hydrating. The thing I figured out about this is that you don't want to over blend this. Like if you are blending this in, whether it's with a sponge or a brush, if you keep tapping over it for too long, it will take away some of the coverage. So just tap it in enough to get it blended and then stop. And I think that's the way I've been able to get the most coverage out of this. And I've tried it with both a brush and a sponge. Today I have it on this side, I blended it out with a sponge, and this side I blended it out with a brush. I don't really feel like there's a difference in coverage between my two eyes. If anything, the sponge side even has more coverage. So I definitely prefer it with a sponge like I do most concealers, but I used the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush on this side and I thought it did a pretty good job there too. So you can really do either or just depending on your preference. I think it works well with both, but I still prefer a sponge with it. But yeah, I like this concealer. I feel like it has a nice texture, it blends out quickly. It looks sort of nice and hydrating on your under eyes. It doesn't look too heavy, but just don't go into it if you have like real dark circles. Don't go into it expecting full coverage because it's not quite full coverage, like not even close. And then I was also just really curious to try their Crystal Rays Luminous Translucent Setting Powder. I love translucent setting powders, especially luminous ones. I really like the e.l.f. HD powder in Soft Luminance. That's like my favorite face powder at the moment. And I just wanted to try this one because the packaging is cute. It's got little crystals on it. When you unscrew the cap, it actually has another little cover that you can lift up. And it has one of those kind of mesh sifters, which I've never had a powder with that kind of sifter before, but I really like it. Now, this powder is not gonna be for everyone. It is luminous, which you probably knew that based on the title. It almost is like a highlighter. Like I think you could probably use this as a highlighter, a subtle highlighter, but it does have almost like an iridescent sheen to it, or like a duochrome. It's almost like a toned down version of, you know, in the Subculture palette from Anastasia, there's like this duochrome whitish pink shade. It's like a toned down version of that. Like it has a pink shift to it, which is odd to me for a face powder. But I do really like it on my skin. I feel like it's definitely luminous. It's very finely milled. I like the way that it sets my makeup without looking heavy and powdery. But when I look at it up close in my car mirror, which like that's the true test, I see little like shimmers on my face. So this is not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. I think most people probably would not love that. I kind of still like it. Like I think that in this lighting, like I can look up really close and not really see any shimmers. It's really just in the car with like the sun beating down on me that I can really see it. But I do think it's odd that it has like almost a reddish pink iridescent sheen to it. That's kind of odd to me. So if you bought this and you didn't like it as a face powder, you could probably use it as a highlighter though, and you might like it that way. So that's just an idea. Maybe if you have it and you don't like it as a face powder. But I don't know, I kind of like it. Oh, it does have a scent too, quite a scent. It actually smells like something I remember from my childhood, but I don't know what it is. I can't remember. It's sort of a cross between like baby powder and perfume. It's not that strong, but it's noticeable. Moving on to some non-makeup products. Skincare, I have a hair product, I also have a nail product. This I actually hauled in an Ulta haul way back in December. It was like a haul that I shared in a vlog, so it was like a casual video, but this is the Mila In a Rush nail top coat. And I kind of remember talking about this also in like an Ulta cart declutter that I did before I made that purchase. So maybe you've been wondering what I thought about it. I actually like this top coat better than I liked the Orly In a Snap quick dry top coat. I definitely like quick drying top coats because I want my nails to dry quickly. A lot of times I paint my nails at night and I hate when I go to bed and I get like imprints in my nails from the sheets. Like I need them to actually dry like pretty quickly. So that's usually the kind of top coat I go for, but I was also hoping for something that would help my nail polish wear a little bit longer. And I do feel like with this top coat, my nail polish does wear maybe a day or so longer than it did with the Orly. And there was actually one time that I wore this with a Jordana nail polish, which normally those are not very long wearing. And my nails didn't chip for like 5 days, and even a week in they weren't terrible. Like they were slightly chipped, but they weren't bad at all. So I think this is a good top coat. I think it definitely lets your nails dry quickly. It's easy to use, and I feel like it does help with the longevity of your nail polish too. Okay, I have some skincare products that I received in PR also a few months ago. I've been testing these out for a while, but the brand is called Save Skincare, and this is kind of a newer company. They started in Poland and they're just now starting to be available in the US. One thing I do want to point out is this brand is pending on Logical Harmony and they're not on Leaping Bunny, so I just sent them a bunch of really thorough questions about their cruelty-free status, and I was really satisfied with their answers, so I decided to go ahead and try them. The main reason I was really excited about this brand is because they are fragrance-free. They do market themselves as a natural skincare company. I usually am kind of skeptical of natural brands because a lot of times it's kind of a marketing term more than anything, and a lot of natural skincare companies will put like tons of essential oils in their products, which isn't good for your skin. So I was really excited to see a company that is marketed as natural but doesn't use fragrance. Like maybe they're actually using science to formulate these products. I don't know. So anyway, they sent me their ultralight moisturizer, their anti-pollution eye cream, and their gentle Gommage exfoliator. I'm actually almost done with this ultralight moisturizer. I really do like this moisturizer. It's lightweight, it wears well under makeup. I like to use this in the morning as my moisturizer. It sinks in quickly, it doesn't leave like a film on your skin, and it's just very gentle. I think this would work for a lot of people. I also really like the airless pump packaging. I think that's one of the best ways to package skincare. It just keeps air out of there, it keeps germs out of there, so I really have been enjoying that. Now this is kind of expensive. This, you get 1.69 fluid ounces, which is not a lot, and that is $40. The e.l.f. Holy Hydration face cream is the same size, but that's like $12. So this is pricey. I don't necessarily think you need to spend the money on it, but I do really enjoy it, and I'm happy to see another company making fragrance-free products. And then the anti-pollution eye cream. I'm not always so sure about the anti-pollution claims. To me, it sounds like a little bit of a gimmick. Like, I'm not really sure how much a skincare product can do to counteract the effects of pollution. But this is a $35 eye cream, and this is actually a really large size for an eye cream. You're getting 1.01 fluid ounces. Do you guys hear that? That was coming from a car. A car had their bass turned up so loud. Oh my goodness. Okay. Their anti-pollution eye cream. This is actually a really large size for an eye cream. You're getting 1.01 fluid ounces, and I think normally you get half an ounce for an eye cream. So it's like double the amount that you would normally get, and it retails for $35, which I think is a pretty good deal for that amount of product, and this is gonna last forever. Like, I can tell that I have so much left, and I've been using this for like 2.5 months. So pretty good value there, much better value than the moisturizer in my opinion. And I like this eye cream too. I actually feel like texture wise it's very similar to the ultralight moisturizer. It's lightweight, sinks in well, wears well under makeup. It says it's supposed to soothe irritated skin, calm redness, reduce visibility of fine lines, and lock in moisture. And this does have cica in it, which is also known as Centella asiatica. It's supposed to be good for wound healing and like soothing the skin. So yeah, I like this eye cream. I think it's good and I'm gonna continue to use it, probably will use it up. And then the last product they sent me was their Gentle Gommage Exfoliator. And this one I have the travel size, which is the 1.01 fluid ounce size. This size retails for $13 and the full size is 2.54 fluid ounces and it's $25. This is a physical exfoliator and what they use for that like gritty exfoliator is rice starch. And I will say this is very gentle. I have used it on my face a handful of times and it's very, very tiny bits of rice starch. I'm really hesitant to use any kind of physical exfoliator on my face just because even though the little gritty particles in here are tiny and it does feel gentle, I do feel like even though this is gentle, it does still feel a little bit abrasive for me on my face. So I don't think I'm gonna be using this on my face anymore. I'll probably just use it up on my body. I like to use body scrubs, especially if I'm getting ready to self-tan. So I'll probably use it for that. Maybe I'll use it as a foot scrub, but I just don't really feel like I need a physical exfoliator for my face because I use a chemical exfoliator from Paula's Choice that works really well for me. So of those three products, I definitely like the moisturizer and the eye cream the best. If it sounds like a brand that's up your alley, I mean, I think it's worth looking into. I really like that they're just kind of meant to be like gentle skincare products. Everything is vegan. I think it's worth checking out if the products are in your budget. I also have this hair mousse that I wanted to review. This is from Cake and it's the Thick Trick Totally to Die For Volumizing Styling Foam. So it's basically a volumizing mousse. All their names are really like quirky and long. I don't know if mousses are really for me. Like I'm wearing this in my hair right now and I don't really feel like, I feel like after a little while it does kind of start to weigh my hair down, even though it's meant to be volumizing. This time I applied it to damp hair, like my hair was almost dry after I'd washed it and I just put some of this in. I think I took maybe like 3 pumps because it's like foamy, so it sort of dissolves quickly. So 3 pumps sounds like a lot, but it's not that much. And I just kind of worked it through, I didn't put it like right at my roots, but like through this area and sort of like scrunched the bottom half of my hair. And I mean, I feel like it added volume at first, but like I just think that as the day goes on, it does kind of weigh down my hair. I think I've also applied it to wet hair and dry hair. So I don't know, if you have a hair type similar to mine and you do like using a hair mousse, how do you use it? Like how much do you use? Where do you apply it? Is your hair wet or dry or like, I don't know. I just want to know how to use this because maybe I'm just using it wrong. But I don't think this is a must-have. I think I prefer like maybe texturizing sprays or like beach wave type of sprays more than a mousse like this. But I don't know. I'm gonna keep using it and maybe see if I can figure out a way to make it work for me. So I hope this video was helpful and hopefully it just gave you an idea of how I'm liking all these products. If you did enjoy this video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up so I know that you liked it, and subscribe. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday, so I'd love to see you again soon, and I will talk to you next time.